Welcome back, everyone, to SeatStory Cup 6. I am Noxious, and with me on the couch are a very honorable caster, Pavel, and a Romanian guy, RDU. On the far left, we see another game from c4mlan, hence we brought his best friends online to cast. That being said, before we go onwards with the last match to determine who's going to be taking the fourth slot of the top 4 of the tournament, I want to give you a reminder as far as the Western Digital promotion that's going on. So yesterday I mentioned it to you. All you have to do to participate and potentially win a huge prize is go to facebook.com/taketv, scroll down to the post where you see a magnificent chest filled with goodies that you can win. There's an SSD, an HDD, a portable HDD, and a NAS system. If you want to participate, all you have to do is tweet anything on Twitter, really, @TakeTV, or really just make sure you use the hashtag WDGoesSSD. Present to us something like a Hearthstone card that has to do with Western Digital, a poem, whatever it is you guys want to do. Something graphical would be really nice. And just make sure you have the hashtag in your tweet, and we'll be able to enter you into the contest. And then maybe you can win that beautiful prize thanks to Western Digital. That being said, South Mode is done. Now we're onwards to the last match to determine the last contestant of the top 4. We already have ECOP, Orange, and Show in the top 4, and this means c4mlan and Torlk are battling for that last spot. Who do you think, based on the lineup, has the biggest chance?
I think that Torlk have advantage because c4mlan brought as last deck Rhino Warlock, and his the most honorable deck Warrior gets banned.
Oh.
And Torlk saying for the match that he will crush this honorable player, so I will root for Torlk.
So you're gonna, because you lost to c4mlan. Did you lose to c4mlan?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you did lose to
Also,
c4mlan.
Torlk is his teammate, so no bias there.
No, none at all. No, I'm sure. Torlk is a French player. There aren't too many in the tournament. I believe we had 2 only, with Maverick and Torlk being around.
Yeah, I think so.
That's correct. c4mlan, on the other hand, is... I mean, his Warrior got banned, which is kind of interesting because I don't think we've seen too much of that ban happening. Most of the time, we've seen Shaman being banned. We've even seen Priest, that Life Coach respected a lot. We've seen the Reno Log being banned by default by JJ and Life Coach, but really banning the Warriors seemed like an interesting choice from Torlk.
I mean, Torlk probably respected Arcanite Reaper upgrade Warrior. It's just an Imba deck.
Yeah, he just realized that have no chance against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems... I mean, his lineup is, with the Rogue, a little bit more difficult to win with, but c4mlan banned the Warlock from Torlk, which is a matchup the Warrior is supposed to be favored in. Did he expect his Warrior to be banned, or what?
Yeah, probably. Maybe c4mlan won the mind games.
Wow, okay, that's interesting. Well, off to a good start here. Both players going with the Shaman. We got Torlk with the Totem Golem opener on the coin. On the play, that is. And the Jade Claws. What do you think about coining out Jade Claws in this spot?
Seems really good with his Hussy deckhand as a follow-up. He can use that efficiently to kill the Totem Golem. And also, like, pull patches out of his deck.
Yeah, this is going to be more of a mid-rangey game for a little bit now. We're going to see a lot of board clears and trades on the board. That's what the matchup boils down to, unless you have a lot of burn in your hand. Torlk has a very awkward hand for the time being.
Yeah, c4mlan has like all the resources he wants. Like the second weapon is there to like apply some more pressure, and Maelstrom for like a potential clear later on in the mid game.
Did you anticipate that Aggro Warrior would do so well so far in the event? Like, we're pretty deep in the event now, and we just saw ECOP take a pretty decisive win there against the Moz.
Yeah, why not? Aggro Warrior is one of the best decks in the game.
Okay, you think it's well positioned against the metagame. That's interesting. Because I've heard a lot of people say the deck is very good, but it's something that people have been aiming to counter, and so it's kind of suffering in terms of win rate against the field that you encounter in the tournament setting.
Pure Aggro Warrior loses to Dragon Pirate Warrior and to probably the Shaman, and that's pretty much it.
Dragon Priest, perhaps?
Dragon Priest is like close, like
Okay.
very close. Other than that, you probably beat the other matchups like Druid or Rogue, or maybe even like Handlock or Rhinolock.
Reno Lock, yeah. All right, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Well, c4mlan now facing down a Shield Bearer that came out of the Maelstrom portal. Now, he can't go face.
Probably go for the Buccaneer and...
Yeah, feels bad.
Yeah, I feel like something he'd want to do.
He can still Buccaneer attack and keep the second Jade Claws and pass.
Yeah, are you ever worried about Flame Tongue, right? That's the question. It will trade directly into your Buccaneer, so it wouldn't be too big of a problem. But maybe you respect the Flame Tongue possibility a bit more.
I think it's fine. You don't extend that much. It's mostly bad to like a second Maelstrom portal with spell power.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to roll 25% on average because there's only one Blood Mage Thanos in the deck. But maybe you can put him on that range given how slow his start has been.
What do you think Torlk can do to get out of this spot?
Does he still have patches? Because I believe he does, and so that would be the first time a pirate comes out, and he can use the Flame Tongue Totem to trade up with both the minions on the board and keep the Flame Tongue safe from the Jade Claws, right? That seems good.
Yeah, clears the board. It's still in Camlan's favor. He can now clear the board back with the Maelstrom Portal. Or he could Lightning Bolt the Flame Tongue and play the Totem Golem. But I'm not sure if I like that much. You're not in any rush. If you go like Maelstrom now, you can go Totem Golem, Lightning Bolt, and Hero Power, or Flame Tongue next turn. So you still like leave yourself a lot of options.
Do they both play the 4-mana 7/7 in this deck, the Flame Reader, the Faceless, or does one of them have them cut for something else? Do we know that?
I'm not sure about Torlk deck.
Okay.
But wasn't see it. But we have seen 7/7 in the Camlan deck.
Right, that's got to
yesterday.
be a pretty key card in the matchup, right? A very important one to have.
Yeah.
Really good pickup from the Maelstrom Portal. Argent Squire is most likely to stay on the board, and it's a pretty
Yeah, especially
threatening
with
mirror.
this Flame Tank Totem.
Yeah, very threatening.
Well, Torlk is just developing on the board and trying to cycle this Blood Mage at this point, which is what it's going to have to do. It's going to have to find something big, because right now Camlan is going to put even more pressure on the board. Torlk is not looking at much AoE removal, so it's going to come out in the form of Jade Lightning, but that's not a really big Jade Golem he's going to get. I think it's just going to be the basic 1/1. Not a huge amount of pressure coming from either side, really. Still in the trading phase or the established phase of the board.
What do you guys think of playing Flame Tongue and Totem Golem and trading the Squire into the Totem and then the weapon into the Talnos? Is it too early for Flame Tongue?
I like play Hero Power instead. And
Yeah, but if you play Hero Power, you have to trade away the Divine Shield.
yes, but then you have one extra totem,
Okay, I can
one extra minion from Flame Tank Totem.
I can see that, but I don't know. I like the Divine Shield. Yeah, Torlk kind of showed that he has a spell, so
Yeah.
Camlan can make the read that is Jade Lightning.
Yeah, when you see this, it's not going to be a Lava Burst on the Totem Golem because you're not low enough on health, I think, but... Yeah, they ever make the read as it's a Lava Burst in that spot? Or is it too early going to be?
You could have,
Yeah.
you could have. But he already used it, so it doesn't matter that much now.
Oh man, that's such a tough spot. Both players looking at a hand filled with removal spells and a little bit of comeback mechanism. Nothing to solidify the board for sure. There's no definitive minion that's going to stick. Like no Feral Spirit, no Flame Wreathed Faceless. So we're looking at a really awkward hand for both players.
Yeah, what do you think they need to draw in order to like put themselves ahead?
I guess 7/7 is probably the best. Think from below is pretty good.
Oh,
Oh, speaking about 7/7.
All right, well, it had to happen at some point for one of the players, right? Camlan does have double bolt, though, so that answers it.
yeah, that is super expensive, right? I don't know if you... you probably have to do it.
Well, if you pick up Life Tap, you feel pretty good.
You Hero Power
The
first,
only
right?
question, do you Hero Power first or do Finley in case you draw a Life Tap and then you might get 7/7, for example.
I think you Hero Power first.
I mean, you could always find Fire Blast and keep your 1/1 alive, right?
I'm not sure if you want that. I mean, now you probably take it over the other ones, but if you would find tap, I think you take tap and
Oh, I agree, yeah.
just kill the Squire away.
Yeah, in order of value, I say Life Tap is usually preferable to Steady Shot, that is usually preferable to Fire Blast, or is Fire Blast in the mirror match aggro just better?
Yeah, but I
what
think
spot
in
you're
this situation, Life Tap is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both starving for cards. Torlk doesn't have any more Maelstrom portals, though, right? I believe he's already used both of them.
Is there any world where you ignore the 7/7?
And let it run into the Stoneclaw?
Probably not, right?
No.
Pavel with a definitive no. You're not doing that.
Yeah, it's the first time I hear Pavel wanting to not go face, so I guess it's a good play.
Yeah, I mean,
It must be
Face
really
is
good.
sweet and honorable, but it's gonna be a long game. It's still 27 hit points.
The Stoneclaw got buffed twice by the Young Priestess. It's a shield bearer now.
Yeah, it got promoted.
It's actually a really good upgrade. This thing is just not gonna go down. You have to double attack with it with Flame Tongue up. That is insane.
Is he gonna
He's-
lava burst it? Oh, Finley.
actually.
Wow,
Whoa!
that's expensive.
Now that's a play I did not anticipate.
Do you like
he
it?
really values his 1/1.
I don't like it that much, but I don't know what else you would do. Like, you want your minions to stick so you can Flame Tongue, otherwise Flame Tongue is useless. What do you think, Pavel?
I would probably be a little bit more patient with this lava burst.
Yeah.
Keep it for a thing from below, for example.
I don't think Kamlan plays Spring from Below. It's the last card that he would like to play.
Maybe.
It's not face enough. If it had charge, maybe, right? But
Oh yeah.
the power of the Fire Blast, I mean, you could see here, right? Like, the fear of Fire Blast forced Torlk to kill the Finley, because he thought, well, there's already an Argent Squire on the board that gets a trade onto the Searing Totem, and then he can use the ping and the Fire Blast with Finley to kill off the 1/2. So really nothing stuck unless he played that Lava Burst. But look at that Stone Claw.
Yeah, just the healing totem too also will do a lot of work. He can double value trade and then like cash in on that heal.
Oh, the Horse Rider now for Camlan.
Yeah, I think it's impossible for Torlk to win from this position.
I mean, again, I said he didn't have any more Maelstroms, but I believe he's the one who played maybe only one and Camlan played two. I don't recall specifically. Would that even... I mean, that would help if you found another Flame Wreathed Faceless, maybe.
Yeah, but you don't have that much time to draw that many cards. Do you think Torlk lost because he plays Morgul instead of Troll?
I guess he can still win if he pick up Maelstrom Portal and roll Spell Power Totem.
That's very unlikely to happen. Like, even if he has a Maelstrom left, he has a 1 out of 16 to draw it, and then he is like a 1 out of 4. So that's 1 out of 64 to happen.
Did
so-
he already use one?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was already used up, so we're down to... No, he got Searing Totem 3 times in a row. This is no help against the Fire Blast from Camlan. This is going nowhere.
I mean, it doesn't matter that much. Kamlan could like kill any totem.
Yeah, but it's just you'd like to maybe mitigate some damage instead of giving a good target to the opponent every single time. Well, this board from Camlan with the healing totem is simply not going to get weathered down anymore. I mean, the 3/3 that was the Jade Golem that got a value trade is back up to a 3/2. Now it's going to go back up to full health, which means even Maelstrom with spell damage isn't going to do very much against the board.
I think you trade the 3/2 into the 1/3, so it's still gonna be a 3/2 after this turn.
Okay.
But you have a Totem Golem, and the Horse Rider will also survive to a potential Spell Power Maelstrom, which is like the only thing that to save your opponent. But again, it's like 1 out of 60 or something like that.
Yeah. There's a Jade
super
Claw.
small chance.
There's a Jade Claw. Wow, the Stoneclaw got buffed again.
Yeah.
What is...
Okay.
Torlk will scoop it to Camlan's Shaman. He's going to get to replay that Shaman, though, so that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the best decks in Kamlan's arsenal
One of the most honorable deck
in the game,
in his lineup.
in his lineup. Is it the only honorable deck from his lineup? Because he has like a Warlock, Rogue, Priest, other than the Shaman.
Warrior is the most honorable, but it get banned, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So Shaman is the only honorable deck that Kamlan has, right?
Yes.
I mean, Rogue is kind of honorable.
Unless he bring Zoo with patches.
Zoo with patches.
Yes.
Zoo with patches.
How is that honorable?
I think it's semi-honorable.
Okay.
Because with Zoo you usually not going face too often, you usually try to keep your board controlled trade with minions.
Yeah. Zoo is like a board control deck.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much. I mean, the Reno lock with patches, we've seen quite a bit of that. I mean, you were playing that in the tournament. The life coach was playing it, I think. Did JJ put it in his deck as well?
I think he had it, yeah.
I believe he had the same list as life coach, or at least the bulk of it.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Toss board is pretty good, especially if you get it for free when you use the 1 mana 1 to
It's
pirate.
like second Mortal Coil.
Kind of.
Can combine it with Power Overwhelming, Shadow Flame.
Yeah, but at the same time, you need to like get the pirate, right? Or you say that if you draw it, it's not that bad.
It's bad, but you're not super sad if you draw it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bad Mortal Coil.
Okay.
Well, Camlan has the option of using the Rock Biter to make the trade here, but if he does that, he's surrendering his entire board development and really not doing very much. What do you think about that play, Pavel?
I like it. Very honorable.
Do you think he should keep doing this, or should he have made the trade?
Trade seems awkward. Yeah, I like going face.
Okay.
Because he can't kill Flame Tank Totem with this Whelp. So he needs to have Shadow Root Pain as removal.
What about now? Do you like trading so you can set up the board for the Flame Ref faceless?
I like going face.
Or you still like going face? What if he just trades back and heals? So you or you just don't care?
Yeah, but then he don't develop minion, so I think it's okay for you.
No, so you see that you're gonna get like 6 damage out of that horse right there.
Yes, I think only way with this hand to win is draw Doomhammer. Yeah, also if 7/7 stick on the board, then you also might.
Yeah, Torlk has insurance against the 7/7 with the Shadow Word Death, but it is still one of the lines that Camlan has to consider, right? Like, he chose it, right? Just went full face, acknowledged that that was probably the most likely way to win the game. But now, Torlk picks up a draw that also answers the 7/7, assuming he didn't already have the first Shadow Word Death, so he's got plenty of answers to everything.
Actually, he'll face instead of Whelp. What do you think about that?
It's a very interesting decision. I'm not sure.
Can you elaborate on very interesting, RDU?
I mean, if you heal your Whelp, you force your opponent to go for a face and you can double trade next turn without losing your minions. Now you kind of like offer your opponent a good trade, but at the same time your opponent wants to go face. And now, if Camlan goes face, Torlk to trade his Horse Rider without losing his minions, he has to like heal his minion. So not doing that will probably like leave Camlan with the minion up if Camlan decides to go for face.
So do you like the play more now that you've elaborated on it, or do you think...
No, I think he should have healed the minion.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't have mana for hero power next turn.
Yeah, basically. That's the TLDR.
Thank you.
But Camlan shouldn't trade here. He should go face. Because if he goes face, his opponent cannot trade without healing. Now he makes Torlk a favor. So like basically, Torlk made a suboptimal play, but then Camlan also made a suboptimal play.
So they cancel each other out.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Torlk still ends up ahead.
Well, there is the Maelstrom Portal to clean up the Drake, a little the Wealth that is, and lets you play the Tunnel Trog. So if you pick up... What are you looking for in one? Really,
Doomhammer.
the biggest possible thing, and Doomhammer off the top of the deck. That's basically it. You need the Doomhammer to win the match. Oh my goodness!
This is...
That's the biggest possible.
Yeah, this is the best possible minion.
Well,
Reasonable minion.
Extremely reasonable.
did he play that well?
Yeah.
Good play.
Yep. Very smooth. We see Torlk running Ragnaros in Priest. That's something you don't usually see.
Do you think the deck needs a finisher like that one, or is it able to contest the board for tempo? Like, what is it supposed to beat is the question.
Rhinolog probably.
It's fine against Rhinolog, against Rogue.
Okay.
Also in mirror match, it's good against Druid. Only bad against fast pirate decks.
Yeah, I think against the Freeze Mages we've seen come up into the tournament as well. We've seen a bit of
Definitely.
Freeze Mage, huh?
It's like the best card against Freeze Mage.
Yeah.
But you're basically making your worst matchup matchups a bit better and your best matchups a bit worse. Is that worth it? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, a lot of people just say if it's a bad or like a really bad matchup, don't try to get 5% edge on it or even 3% at the cost of making your better matchups worse. If you're aiming to counterpick in something like Last Hero Standing, but it's good enough against a wide array of decks in the tournament that I think maybe over time this edge over multiple matchups adds up to being worth including. It's definitely an interesting card to put in the deck though.
It depends on your lineup and your ban strategy.
Yeah.
What you expect to see.
I mean, he did ban the Warrior, so the hyper aggro deck went out the window there for Camlan, so Torlk did not want to face off against it. Would much rather play it against Rogue, against Rhinolog, against the Priest. So, seems to make sense. Although there's something to be said about the Draconid Operative mirrors, where you give them a rag from the Operative.
Yeah, usually other Priest players just end their curve at 5. But look at this.
Now that right there,
Is a very good draw.
Very honorable. But I think you play Jade close first, attack one time to the taunt, then you replace the weapon.
and you get to life tap at the
Oh,
same time too.
you want to keep your Rockbiter weapon. So you want to keep the Jade Close attack, and then like you keep Doomhammer attack.
I
and
think
then-
you use Jade close, you attack one time to the taunt, summon Jade Golem, and then you play Doomhammer, attack another time.
Yeah, so
kill
you
the
use the
taunt.
Wind Fury of the Doomhammer to attack right away.
That
Yes.
seems pretty good because you'll have 3 minions and your opponent is probably not going to be able to kill all 3 without taking damage, and then you surprise him next time with the double rock biter, maximizing the damage, and you also maximize the damage of the Jade Claws. I really like that.
Drop the mic. Rap God. I mean, this was a pretty good play, but he's going to opt for the Doomhammer Rockbiter right away to deal 5 to the minion on the board, and then finish it off with the injured Valdir that came off of the Maelstrom portal. What do you think about that?
I think it's very interesting line of play.
Yeah, Pavel already learned the caster language.
I mean, it's the first step to becoming Frodan.
Do you want to cast the next BlizzCon, Pavel?
I would prefer to play next BlizzCon.
Do you want to win the next BlizzCon?
Yeah, of course I want to win next BlizzCon.
An honorable victory.
Yeah,
You would be the first that wins it twice in a row.
yeah.
Easy, right?
Yeah, it's unlikely, but not impossible for sure.
Just play honorable decks, have some
Yeah.
reasonable draws,
Yeah.
and you can do it.
Acceptable victory. Well, Jade Lightning is more phase damage, but we still need to go through more taunts. I guess you can use the Jade Lightning to clean up the board a little bit and then start punching face with that Rockbiter weapon number 2. I guess committing right now is likely one of the better lines of play.
He likes to tap and maximize the draws. This is only bad if your opponent has another taunt.
Mhm.
If you would have another taunt, you would like to like push the damage now.
But there's only one, so you're probably good to go, right? Like, the thing is, we've already seen double Wormist Agent. We haven't seen Twilight Guardian, but he needs to have a dragon in hand, plus the Guardian itself. So that's 2 cards very specifically he needs to have. And you saw from the Wormist Agent, one of the cards in the hand is a dragon. So there's not much in terms of dragons. There's a Drake that could be there, a Twilight Guardian that's not going to be playable.
He is dragon.
Very good. Good play. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you probably take the Guardian to enable your other Guardian. This is harsh for Camlan.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but
Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if you went for the line that Pavel suggested, with like just keeping the J clause and maximizing value of it. Really don't know.
the extra minion on the board, you mean? Having
Yeah.
the extra little bit of Jade Golem?
Also, like you use one of the attack of the Jade claws, and you keep the rock biters.
Yeah, I think keep Rockbiters is very important.
I mean, there's only right now a total of 10 damage on the board, so maybe you want to life tap and see what you find. Because right now, fighting this with what you have is very resource heavy. But maybe it's correct.
If he live tap, then he needs to remove minion, otherwise he die on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably have to rock biter lightning bolt here.
Yeah, the 12 damage is probably going to be... Like, he can't face tank that 3-6 either, is the issue. That's a rough time.
He's not really dead, but probably dead. Like, his play is probably rock biter bolt, double totem golem.
What if you don't rock biter and
No
you
reason
just
to
bolt a 3-2 and just set up a double trade with the golem? Does that ever work, right?
No reason to play Rockbiter because
Yeah.
if you face tank Twilight Guardian, you just die.
Well, we're going to go for the 50-50 kill or board clear here, I think, with Ragnaros. That's a reasonable line of play.
Yeah, I think he should go for that. Just trade the 5-4 and go face with the Twilight Guardian in
What
the
about-
despite historian.
What about just play second taunt instead of clear board?
So very, very safe and not going for the board clear or the win, right?
Isn't Ragnaros just
Yeah,
the
but-
safest line?
You're still in a very good position, and
Right.
I don't really see how Shaman can come back here.
Yeah. It's the
So-
safest line.
Only double lava burst and lightning bolt can do it.
So you would go just Twilight Guardian, heal yourself, and then...
I'm not sure, but at least I will think about this option.
Okay.
I like Ragnaros. You win half of the time, and the other half you probably still win.
Yeah, I'm pretty partial to it myself, but to play around every possible disaster, that's not a bad idea. I like this. You know, if you're going to win anyway, why take an unnecessary risk? Even if there's a Maelstrom portal that comes out, you would still be okay. There's a life tap possibility, but what could he find that wins this?
Yeah, if he life steps, he will not have enough mana to play everything, so
Yeah.
this game is over.
That Twilight Guardian off the Netherspite Historian. Any dragon did there, since you could just enable your first Twilight Guardian. He didn't need both for this game, so just being able to enable the first one was pretty key. And small-time Buccaneer is no help, and Kamlan will lose his Shaman from the lineup. All right, Torlk will have to replay, or get to replay the Dragon Priest with the Ragnaros. Didn't get played this game, but might be more relevant in the other matchup that Kamlan has set up in front of Torlk. We have the Rogue, we have the Reno Lock, as well as the Priest, so how do you feel about that? Dragon Priest versus all these. Does it have a decent chance?
I mean, it will probably lose to either Rogue or Reno Lock now, right?
It's not that bad. It's like about
40?
45% against Rhinolog and about 45% against Rogue, I think.
Oh, that's good?
Yeah, if you could play Ragnaros.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know, Ragnaros is pretty slow against Rogue. Maybe he's better against Reno Lock. But against Rogue, I don't think he does that much unless you like keep an equal board state.
But Rogue, inconsistent deck, sometimes Rogues just lose to bad draws. I mean,
Yeah, but now we see Kamlan's hand and it's pretty damn good. I mean, he can whiff on
yes,
the next
but
ones, but
he might run out of cards quickly if you don't draw cards like either Drake, like Auctioneer.
yeah. But look at this, look. Yeah, I think we have some small technical issues. We're gonna go into the game in 1 second.
Well, the Azure Drake draw by Torlk was pretty instrumental either way. We just saw the Twilight Well be played on turn 1, and it enabled a little minion to be played right away.
Kamlan answered the Twilight Warp with Buccaneer, backstab with, and then traded with patches.
Yeah, the game's already ongoing. We'll have to see exactly how it develops. We'll just catch you up as soon as we get back in the game, but like this matchup I feel isn't as bad as the old Priest decks, right? Like before Mean Streets came out and we had the option of playing Dragon Priest, there wasn't really very much we could do with Control Priest against Rogue. We basically, as soon as Light Bomb rotated out, Gaddison Auctioneer being stealthed was an auto loss. In this case though, Dragon Priest is able to seize the tempo. Oh, hey.
Yeah, we see the board.
Yeah.
Really good opener for Kamlan. So as I said, he used the Buccaneer plus the backstab and the patches to like kill the Whelp, and now he uses the weapon to buff the Buccaneer and to use the Buccaneer to trade another Spine Historian. Really, really nice.
What else are we looking for here? We can just play a tempo 3-4. That seems kind of weak, but maybe you just have to do it.
I like play Talon Priest, yeah, without any value.
You like it more than Northshire Cleric?
Yeah.
Yes, I value Cleric more than Talon Priest. If you're able to draw a lot of cards from Cleric, you usually win, no matter which matchups.
Oh, what do you think of this? Not
Actually,
playing
I like this play because you might play Northshire Cleric next turn and buff it with Talon Priest.
Right, there was no turn 4 play for Torlk unless he went for some kind of healing play on a minion that was already on the board, but anything he played here probably died, so I'm going to go with Pavel here and say this play is probably one of the most likely to get to turn 5 without much of a problem, and it's pretty solid. I mean, you do get a 1-6 and a 3-4 against a 3-1 on board for the time being.
We will probably see the Swashbuckler now played from Kamlan's side. What do you want from the Swashbuckler?
What do you want the most?
Sostil is pretty good. I guess. I guess Dragonite Imperative.
Oh, yeah.
You might
He's
want a
the best.
5-6, yeah.
Oh, he goes for the Fan of Knives. Probably will want to play Swashbuckler next turn with the SI and just cycle throughout his deck.
I mean, it does let him conserve something like a backstab or a spell to not have to be using some of those, you know, that fuel for Gaddison later on. So I could see the reasoning there. A little bit late to the party, a little 2-drop, but it'll be useful later on.
Yeah, Torlk goes for his plan of just playing the Cleric and the Talon Priest in the same turn. And now let's see what c4mlan can do to clear this board.
Oh, that's a little bit clunky. I mean, you can definitely get the clear done by expending a ton of resources, but is it really worth doing?
I don't think so. I think
Yeah, you
you
don't
just
want to use Cold Blood just to kill Cleric.
It's not worth much in that spot, so...
Yeah,
I
think
guess you just start with Slash Belgrel and see what you get.
Shadow or Pain.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, I like I like that play. Seems like a good line.
And then you probably backstab SI after you don't get the pain.
You will get... you know what? Shadow Madness could also be pretty good, too. Does that help? You could sacrifice a Nordshire into the 3-4, but you don't get to kill the 3-4.
Nice.
Also 1 mana potion.
Oh, that's right. The pint-sized potion would be pretty sweet. And he simply doesn't play the Swashbuckler. Wow!
Oh, he's gonna go face and conceal the board.
There we go. Let's go ahead and put some damage in. If there's no Holy Nova, this will be repeat 7 damage coming out this turn.
This is probably the most honorable play you could make.
Yeah, because it's a very honorable player.
And now you want Mind Blast out of
Because
Swashbuckler,
He
right?
like honorable line of plays. He like going face.
Yeah, that's the way to win in Hearthstone.
Yeah. Face control is the most important control in the game.
Face control. Oh,
Yeah.
face
So
control.
c4mlan is control player. Face control player.
Control the face, control the world. He's a control player. That's the best one I've heard today. I don't think I've ever seen c4mlan play control deck. There is a Reno lock in his lineup. So that will be a first for me.
No,
I've seen c4mlan
there
play
is a
quite
Warlock
bit.
in his lineup. He didn't play it yet, so maybe it's Zoo.
Okay.
Maybe it's Patchy's Zoo.
Yeah, because he is honorable player and he like honorable cards, honorable deck choices.
Yeah, maybe it's some aggro Warlock. I don't know. We'll see.
With Radguard, Demon Fuse.
He's Wolf Rider, Leroy.
Double Powerwhelming, double Abusive, double Soulfire, double Doomguard.
Seems
Ooh.
honorable.
Leroy.
Well, that's a good play. Well, now there's no Mind Blast in the Swashbuckler to play on curve, so you're going to have to hold on to it.
You don't want to sap, but you probably have to.
I don't think so.
You-
Because he anyway will replay it. I think you have to kill it.
Yeah, I like killing it now so you don't have to do it later. Because what if it finds a powered shield to go alongside it? Then the 7-1 is dead and you're never going through this, right?
So then you kill it and you push 8 to the face. How are you gonna win from this spot?
How did you like just starting with Swashbuckler this turn? You know, maybe you pick up a play to kill this.
Shadow or Pain or what?
I mean, Shadow Madness almost did it. Not quite.
Yeah, 1 mana potion to Bran.
Yeah, if you get the pint-sized potion, like the Potion of Madness. There are a few things here that helped out.
Dragonfire Potion, not so great.
One of the few players to play it in the tournament. We haven't seen a lot of the Dragonfire Potion. Savitz as well, I believe, had one in his deck.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, not a card that everybody likes, given that Holy Nova seems to do the job against aggro decks. So the number of mid-range decks you're targeting with Dragonfire Potion isn't as frequent in the tournament as we've seen so far, so...
Torlk has the tones for the next turns. I think c4mlan has to go for Leroy.
Squeeze the damage in right now.
Yeah, you can push 7, put him at 5.
And then Swashbuckler, Mind Blast with Blood Mage. I mean, that's the thing.
It's not a Mind Blast.
Museum Curator is not too good. This looks pretty awkward.
What Death Rattle card are you looking for? Anubarak? I mean,
Maybe Kern.
Maybe Sylvanas.
Sylvanas looks good.
There's no answer to Sylvanas. In the priest deck, I
I think Kern is pretty good.
Yeah, but at the same time, Sylvanas has no answer. Nobody's playing Entomb nowadays. Yeah?
Yeah, I think Anubarak is too slow, so
Yeah.
we just pick Sylvanas.
I think you also play the Talons just for the draw here.
Yeah, I'm agree.
You want to navigate through your library.
Where's the library turn come from? It's from Magic the Gathering, right?
I don't know, I never play that.
Okay.
Just-
Why do you call it a library? Did they call it that in the tutorial?
No, just sounds more posh.
Okay. I mean, it is a term that was used in other TCGs, so you actually have the right of it. Other trading card games call it the library. Well, Defensive Argus is not looking bad either. Probably a little bit easier to play right now. Do you ever just play it on 8 since you can heal yourself with it?
No, it's pretty good right now. It enables some value trades with the North Shark Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like play Argus and 2 mana Taunt. Trade with Talnos.
Yeah.
And I also like trade with Curator. You don't really need going face.
You like to trade and
Yes.
lose 6 damage to kill a 1-2?
Yes. You don't really need to kill Rock fast in this position.
Oh, he just heals.
Okay.
That's reasonable as well.
So we're probably going to see Sylvanas Cold Blood.
Maybe just Sylvanas without Cold Blood.
Yeah, why kill stuff that you want to steal?
Oh, you want to just win next turn? You just play
Yes.
Sylvanas now and win next turn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Hey, just take out those taunts, go through face, and you even got the mana for Leroy Coldblood Eviscerate, so you've got everything in hand that's playable, as long as you dump the Sylvanas.
It's still super hard spot for Camlan to win from. I don't really see it.
I mean, this could be a time where Torlk just goes Dragonfire Potion, play my Wormrest Agent, and be happy.
Might be. Might just be.
And he is going to play, or at least look at the Coldblood as an option to play this turn. There it is.
Yeah, now the Lethal Dream is almost over. Yeah, Dragonfire Potion is pretty good right here. Just clears the board.
And he just used the Coldblood to clean up your board, so you're just making that even more painful on the Rogue.
If he wouldn't have used the Cold Blood, he would still have like Sap as an out. Even if he goes like Dragonfire Potion and Wormrest Agent, because you go like Leroy Sap and then you kill them with Eviscerate. Leroy Sap Cold Blood, sorry.
And on the following turn, you find a combo play for Eviscerate, and then you can maybe get the damage in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I see that.
But now using the Cold Blood, there's no that many ways you can do it.
Yeah, it's actually really tough for Camlan. In terms of resources, he's expended a ton. We've seen a Cold Blood early in the game on the Small-Time Buccaneer. There's still an Eviscerate in the deck. There might be another SI. I don't know that there's much phase damage left in there. Sylvanas was a huge attempt to control the board here, and Torlk is going to go for the Dragonfire. You know, I mentioned there wasn't that much to do with Dragonfire Potion in that spot, but this was the perfect clear for Torlk.
Oh.
Goodness gracious!
That's insane because like Priest doesn't have a way to deal 4 damage.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
The only way Priest can kill this is Dragonfire Potion and he just used it. Oh, do you go for it?
No. I think
Yeah,
just
probably.
wait, because...
It's unlikely he dies, right?
You used a lot of spells already, right? So you've used the 2 Cold Bloods, 1 Eviscerate, 2 Backstabs, the coin and that you had in your starting hand, and I feel like drawing into another card to play right away that isn't like a counterfeit coin is pretty unlikely. So I like keeping the prep for the turn where you have more mana to do something with.
Now you have to go for it. Let's see. You have to go fast, I think. It's gonna be a long turn.
You're looking for sap here.
You're looking to win the game here. You Eviscerate
Do you
face.
straight face?
Yeah.
If you draw up, you just win the game.
Yeah, you Eviscerate face.
I like that a lot. I mean, you have 2 more draws at least to get that sap.
You have to go
Also,
fast.
if you draw Cold Blood, you also win the game.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have any more
he,
Cold Bloods.
yeah, he
yeah.
actually used double Cold Blood.
He's down to the sap, I think. That's the only out that... Oh my god, there could be a Shadow Word Pain in there.
You swatch Burglar first? No, he preps. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, now you have to Burglar and get a spell. You have to Burglar here.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty... Mind Blast is also the win, because Leroy can just trade away.
Yeah.
Is Holy Smite a win?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a win.
With the dagger?
That's not a win.
That is the
Not a-
worst possible card you could have gotten in that spot. I'll take a Holy Fire for delayed lethal.
Pretty
over
unlucky for Camlan.
I mean, Leroy and facing for 4... Do you just play Pillager to get the coin and maybe have some more fuel later on?
I don't know. Then you leave the Priest the option to heal his minion.
Yeah.
This is super awkward.
Yeah, but he probably wants to heal his face.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, Shadow Pain not going to do much. You probably have to chill more and heal. How do you do the trades? The trades are pretty awkward, to be honest.
I think you Shadow Word does here.
Shadow or Death and Chilmo.
Maybe Hero Power instead. Yeah, like Azure Drake and Shadow Word Death and Hero Power. So this way you protect your taunt.
I mean, one thing for sure is you're not healing a minion now that that's on the board. So
What?
You probably heal your minion.
that's a trade. Yeah, I mean, if you kill the Northshire, then you can heal the minion. But
Now if he draws up, he will just win.
that is still an 8/8 dead win, right? 6/6, sorry.
Yeah, but then you have to trade with Leroy to Twilight Guardian.
Yeah, not a feel good.
So it's only for 4 Edwin.
Yeah. That's not looking amazing for Camlan. The sap again would have been the card to win the set a little bit earlier. Wow. I mean, this hand is so dry.
I cannot see anything that he can do.
I mean, going all in just doesn't seem like an option. Priest just double trades and you have no more damage in your deck. Is there a South Sea deck hand, perhaps? We haven't seen the patches package come out yet. And there's no patches? Or was it already played?
I can see something like trading the Swashbuckler in your face into the taunt, and then like hoping you draw Fan of Knives.
Patches already.
Patches was
played.
already played on turn 1,
Yeah.
right? With the Buccaneer. Yeah, now that I remember that. It actually, there's not much but the all-in Edwin. There's no more damage in that deck.
Okay.
I don't see how he's going to get away with this otherwise. You have to force something of an awkward trade with the 2 minions into the Edwin, and maybe you pick up, say, a second Tomb Pillager, doesn't get answered, there's nothing in Torlk's hand. But let's be honest, that deck from Torlk always has something to play. It's rare you'll have 3 cards you just can't do anything with. It's a very minion-heavy deck.
I mean, if you go for display, don't you trade the 1/1 too, so he cannot kill your Van Cleef cleanly?
Yeah. I think that's what Camlan wanted to do here, but he's shaking his head.
Yeah, it was a pretty difficult game.
All right, this is all but locked out right now. Camlan has no more burn in the deck. Swashbucklers have both been played, so there's no Hail Mary RNG. And he gave a clean trade to his opponent with the 1/1 Whelp staying on the board instead of losing the Swashbuckler. So now, Torlk can just do almost whatever he wants at that spot. Oh, man.
Not gonna do anything. It's lethal for Torlk.
Yeah, Camlan probably wishing he'd made the trade and forced that Drake to get away into the Edwin Van Cleef alongside the Corruptor, but that didn't happen, and Torlk is going to take it with a smirk on his face, move on with the Dragon Priest once again.
It's pretty good when in last year standing you managed to like be the counter deck. Now Camlan has his own Dragon Priest, which you probably don't want to use right now, and he also has the Reno Lock, which might be...
It can be Zulok.
It can be Zulok. If it's Zulok, then it's pretty bad for him.
I kind of like the Dragon Priest Mirror, because the opponent has Dragonfire Potion and Ragnaros, and you don't. You just play cards that are good on curve, and you could probably just play the standard list, and you have a slight edge in terms of minion quality.
He opts to go for the Warlock, so he's probably Reno Lock. But yeah, as Noxious says, I think the Priest Mirror is favorite for Camlan.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, it's Reno. First dishonorable deck for Camlan.
Does he do some of your respect?
Definitely.
How much?
It might cost him the match.
Do you think Camlan is a well-practiced Reno player? Have you seen him play that deck before?
No.
Okay, that's a pretty rough deck to pilot.
I mean,
still.
I wasn't see him before this event.
Okay.
Actually, I was see him in previous event in Germany, which was last week.
But he was a caster there.
Yes.
ELC, okay. Yeah, it's not been... it's not the player you see the most on the circuit, but he just kind of shows up. He's just in a lot of events for some reason. Maybe more on this side. But Nether Spite Historian. Double Nether Spite with Draconic Operative is the exact same as having Life Tap, effectively, while you're developing minions on that board.
what do you think about Hungry Dragon? I like
I'm not sure.
I like Bookworm against Reno more. You might
Yeah, Bookworm is pretty good.
it Dirty Rat or in-game boss.
Maybe take Maligos and hope they dirty rat it.
Oh, that would be so good.
I mean, nobody wants
Yeah,
to play
but then
dirty.
you need to draw Holy Nova.
Yeah. Does Torlk even play Holy Nova? I'm not sure with the Dragonfire potion in his deck.
And the Rag.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
usually it's going to be 2 Novas out. Like the Dragonfire's out for Novas, and then
Yeah.
you have the 2 Novas. Now you probably cut both for 1 Dragonfire, 1 Rag. Yeah, seems logical.
The Imyang boss is not that great against Priest. It's one of the worst matchups for the card, but usually the card is played because it's really great in the other aggro matchups.
I mean, it's still pretty good if you're trying to set up some kind of board clear. It's going to be bad against Pain. It's going to be bad against Bookworm. But if it's not answered, you can always soften up the board a bit before you unleash the Hellfire or Demon Wrath plays. And a 1-3 comes out. All right. Not too bad.
Kazakus, but do you play it?
Yeah, I like play Kazakus. You
I like
want to play
Drake.
Twilight Drake on empty board or at least this board without too much damage, because he might just attack Twilight Drake with Hungry Dragon and heal it, which you don't want to see.
Yeah.
So I guess
Is
you
it
play-
that bad of a trade, though, is the question? Because you do keep the
Yes,
M-Gang
because
boss, right?
it's so hard to kill Azure Drake for Priest, so
Okay.
I guess you play Kazakus, discover a 5 mana potion.
And then see what you get. You probably don't want the revive. I think you're aiming for the AoE.
Yeah, you want AoE and damage.
Maybe single damage.
Yeah, single damages.
So you take
Reason-
single damage here. I think it's single damage. The options are not on stream. They were like 5 damage, 5 demon, and draw 2 cards. And now he's like draw 2 cards, summon 2 friendly minions that die this game, and
4 damage AoE. So he found the AoE and the single damage as well, so you can show the full potion on the stream.
yeah,
I believe.
Okay, he chose summon a 5/5 demon instead of single damage.
yeah.
Okay,
So it's 4
fair
damage to
enough.
everything, and then summons the demon.
That's reasonable enough. I mean, if you can soften up the Hungry Dragon and then clean up the board first and then kill it, it's all right. Just need to make sure that you get the trade with the Kazakis, which seems like it's going to happen anyway.
I guess you're going face.
Yeah, because you want the arena player to make the trades for you.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The trade from the Kazakis into the Dragon will happen. We'll see a board clear likely. I think pulling the trigger on it this turn is fine, unless you want to play it slower and you would just Shadow Bolt and Life Tap. Because you could play just Shadow Bolt, Life Tap, and leave a 2/3 on board and get that AoE clear much later. I don't dislike that either.
I like play potion now, because probably in next turns you will be ahead and you don't want to play AoE.
Okay.
That's a very interesting line of play from C4mlan.
Yeah, very interesting.
I mean, it is kind of weak to the Blackwing Corruptor, because you kill the Voidwalker and you can get a trade into the Twilight Drake, but that makes Kazakis somewhat live against the Dragon on the board.
No, you just kill the Kazakus.
Yeah, how do you feel about this? This
I
is...
Didn't like C4mlan's line.
I like kill Voidwalker and trade with Azure Drake. It's also fine. It's a little bit weaker again. Siphon Soul.
Yeah, Siphon Soul, I don't think you want a Shadow Flame, and Shadow Bolt also finds something to do in that spot. Oh,
Is the potion better now? It's not.
well, you can definitely stay ahead by using the potion.
Yeah, but it was way better last turn. You stay way more ahead.
Also keep your Azure Drake,
Healthy,
one of the best minion against Priest.
yeah.
You mean Twilight Drake, right?
Yes.
The Dragon guy. What do you do in that spot? I mean, I feel like Shadow Bolt still has some merit. The potion feels a lot worse now. I'm not as fond of the potion as I was on the prior turn.
Yeah, but I think this turn it's still the best possible option.
Yeah. Otherwise, you give value plays to this Dragon, which...
Maybe he wants to keep potion for Dirty Rat, so you play Dirty Rat, summon minion, and then you play potion.
Sure.
Clear board.
But that's too greedy, right? He cannot
Yeah.
afford to waste so much time. You have to do it now. This looks like a very even game. I'm not really sure who's ahead. I would even say maybe Torlk is favored to like take it because we see the operative in his hand, which is gonna do work. But
you-
not now.
Did you ever in that spot go Mountain Giant, see if they have Shadow or Death, and then if they do, then you clear the board the same way you just did? You're a bit lower on health, but at least you tried putting more board presence, and you're preventing the priest from developing on 6.
A bit lower, you're almost dead. I don't think that's an option. I think
Yeah,
the potion was the
You'd
only
be going
play.
to 10, yeah.
And then you'll probably still have to play potion and
Yeah.
Yeah, then you lose
deal
just...
damage to your mountain giant, which is
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, and they take damage for no reason. Now you can check for death. And yeah, if he uses a death, he's gonna instantly play the Mountain Giant. Probably like tap Mountain Giant.
Seems good.
Yeah, the cleric not being that great here.
I like shield more because you might.
You
Don't,
play,
you don't really need this extra board presence, so
you play around the Abyssal Enforcer too.
Yeah, you're smashing these two into Abyssal Enforcer. You're
want
giving Camlan a play with a 7-drop if he had it.
you want to get some cards from cleric, and you don't really need to play it now. So actually, like play shield more last turn.
I think he wants to keep the power shield for Chromagos because he draws you 2 cards on turn 9. But is that too slow? Maybe.
Right now he's got the health lead, so he's looking pretty okay. I don't mind that play. Brand Bronzebeard is something to use with the Cabal Talon Priest, any of the dragons in the deck, Draconid Operative. Both Historians were played, so the value is not going to be found there.
Yeah, Life Coach was saying that you always take Bran if you can because all your cards in your deck activate with him, so it's like pure value. Camlan's hand is more anti-aggro than anti-priest. I think that he built his there for like other matchups. He expected to like beat the priest with the rogue, and not doing that, now he's not in the greatest of spots.
I don't know. I feel like his health total isn't low enough to be super scared. I don't mind the spot he's in. I mean, if the priest developed the 2 1/3s on the board, you've already dealt with some of the early game that he had to offer. Like, what's left is the big stuff, and you have Sylvanas to answer that. You still have the AoE from Dirty Rat. You can hide the Doomsayer behind Dirty Rat by a turn. You can still life tap somewhat liberally. I mean, you're not dead, and I don't think you're too afraid of the health count you're at. I think I'm okay with life tapping into options here.
We see the Abyssal Enforcer in Camlan's hand, which would have been a good punish for last turn.
What do you think about Demon Brass, Shadow Bolt,
Yeah.
and going face?
Not that great.
Or maybe actually trade with cleric.
I like Sylvanas more.
Okay.
Sylvanas and trade the 5/6 probably is the line.
I think if you play Sylvanas, you don't trade.
Oh, he's going for the Dirty Rat.
No, the refreshment vendor. I don't think he's playing the Dirty Rat. I think he's just establishing on the board a lot of throwaway minions that don't have much value later on and trying to bait an AoE out of Torlk, the only one that he has. Because these 1/3s don't contest this board very nicely. There is no Holy Nova. So he's down to using Dragon Fire to clean this up. And that means suddenly that his Sylvanas won't get killed by AoE and will get something to steal. So I like this line from Camlan.
Oh, interesting line.
Yeah, we're
What?
going Dragon Fire.
Yeah, he's drawing. On the other hand, by using the Dragonfire now, you give the initiative to Camlan.
Which is not the spot you want to be in, but he still has Chromagos Powered Shield, so he's hoping that's enough to stabilize. But if Sylvanas gets dropped on this empty board, for whatever reason,
Sylvanas is bad to the second Shadow or Death.
yeah, I think it's pretty weak to that.
But other than that, I think it's okay. Maybe Camlan is still afraid of doing that.
Yeah.
I think he's searching for Reno. He currently has 14 cards remaining, so not that many. Big chances from now on to draw Reno Jackson at any point.
I
Yeah,
think
but-
he wants to get Jaraxxus if he plays it.
Yeah, that too.
It's like best card in the game against Priest.
Unless the priest has Harrison or Ooze. But then it's still pretty good.
Unless Priest gets sacrificial pack somehow,
How
like-
can they do that?
like Nefarian.
Nefarian from Nether Spite?
Yeah, easy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think that's a bit unlikely to happen.
I don't know, man. It could happen, but yeah, it's a bad.
We gonna see Chromagus.
Hearthstone don't really help against Jeraxus for priest.
Do you think they fatigue?
You just can't deal with 6/6 every turn.
And now Camlan's wondering, well, he can
Ooh.
take that if he wants.
I think you do. It even works with the life tap, if I'm not wrong.
It would work with the life tap, yeah. It works very well with life tap, but you do start getting, close to 10 cards every single time you hit the button.
Yeah, but imagine you draw double Reno.
That is ridiculous. I mean, honestly, like double anything works in that deck. What's the one card you don't want to get two of? Maybe Jiraxis.
You don't want to Jerax.
You probably don't want to of
But
those.
then you might attack twice.
Yeah, you attack once and then you can you replay the hero and attack again for the 6 damage finisher. And he's gonna go for the steal with Sylvanas. Give himself that dragon. Torlk wanted the value, but he's not gonna keep it for long, and he doesn't even have an answer to any of these 2 minions on the board.
He's not tapping yet, he's very afraid, but I don't know of what, because Priest doesn't really have that much burst in their arsenal, do they?
And before Leroy Jenkins.
We can see Leroy now. Oh! You could take Reno. like
Reno
if you-
Jenkins.
Reno Jenkins. We need that card in the game, right?
Yeah.
It goes face after healing
And
you.
Leroy Jackson.
No,
Leroy
No,
Jackson.
we could get a card like Reno Jenkins. Something like if you have only one of in your deck, gain charge and like plus 10 attack or something like that.
Oh my god.
That'll be like the most honorable card in the game.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
You'd only play that in every deck.
Well, what would Reno Jenkins be? That would be that? What about Leroy Jackson?
Leroy Jackson.
Go face and heal for as much as you deal damage?
Nah.
Nah, that's too bad, right?
If your opponent, if you have only one of in your deck, just kill your opponent's taunt and deal 10 face damage or something like that.
So you get a Pyroblast? Okay, you know what? Even better. If your opponent is playing a deck that is Reno, like only has 1 card, then you do that. So it's
Then you win the
it's a
game.
counter Reno deck.
Something like if your opponent is playing a Reno deck, just win the game.
Just give option to your cards like execute like Hunter's Mark, use it to the face.
I like that. Oh, I like you can make Shield Slam go face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we need Pavel on the balance team at Blizzard.
If you want his phone number, just hit us up. Well, that's a pretty good board for Camlan. He did get the draw, double Sun Fury. Not exactly the most awesome 2-of, but it buys you a lot of time against a board that's going to hit you from the board, right? It's a pretty good 2-of to have.
Tap draw Reno. Come on. You want 2 Renos in your life.
Well, you have 9 cards, so I don't think you're tapping
Yeah,
right
you
now.
overdraw.
No.
A little bit over the top for now, but you could go Dirty Rat if you wanted.
I like play Brown, Dark Peddler, and then see what you get. Play Shadow Bolt.
Ooh,
to-
Coil can draw you 2 cards.
Sure. What do you kill? Hellfire Coil?
He probably keeps it for the upcoming turn.
I mean, this is an atrociously difficult board to handle if you're Torlk. There's so much going on.
Still, I don't know why Camlan did not tap there. He could have very easily tapped.
Maybe he just don't see reason. Maybe he thinks that Priest
Look at
can
Torlk.
deal with
He's preparing
board.
for the MC tech.
Oh.
He's doing the warm-up.
Oh man, come on. Don't be like that, MC Tech. Don't do it.
Come on.
Don't do it.
He did the warm-up.
Lose it.
No, don't do it. MC Tech, please.
Come on.
Don't be that cruel to
Still-
people.
Oh, that's
Oh.
not it.
It's not too bad though. It's the second best target, but it's not Chromagus. It's
Not
not.
Yeah, but I think that was the only way to.
Win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still Chromagus.
Not a very skillful MC tech.
Semi-skillful.
Shameful skim.
Semi-honorable.
What is illusions with?
Shame on your family, MC Tech.
That was very far away from a Russian accent, Noxious.
That wasn't even a Russian accent.
Yeah. Why do you think that he tried to say it with Russian accent?
Because he wants to impersonate us.
I can't impersonate Raven. I can't impersonate you. Closest I can do is make dank accents. Dude, these double cards have been so bad for Camlan. He just picks up like random stuff. This can help him go Hellfire double Mistress if he ever feels like it.
But he also heals his opponent then, and that's not cool.
You might play one.
There's so many lines.
Yeah, that's a really tricky turn, actually. How about Hellfire Demon Wrath Coil?
I don't see much reason to play Demon Wrath. I like just trade with Sun Fury to the town, play Hellfire.
And then...
I actually play Mistress first. Only question, do you play one or two? And then you call.
I mean, if you play the Mistresses, you actually get the tap. If you play both, it opens up a lot of cards in your hand.
I don't think he wants to heal his opponent. Oh,
Doubled up on Coil. Oh, man. This is ridiculous.
huh.
Demon Wrath Coil will fill up your hand, though, so... You have to play a Mistress at the end of this sequence.
He's playing it after, doesn't want to heal his opponent.
He want to smork because
But now he dies to Rag.
he's honorable player.
Oh, my goodness.
Now he can die to Ragnaros. Look at Torlk. Torlk is again warming up. He's preparing his...
Yeah, he just plays Shadow of Pain and Ragnaros it's 50-50.
No, because you heal the opponent.
Yeah. Pain heals it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So now you have a 33% to win the game, 66 to lose it. So let's see.
I mean, he
Only
can
question-
still stay alive by just hitting the 2-2, so, I mean, honestly... Hamlan's on the edge of his seat, and Ragnaros is going to roll
Smork.
dice just like the MC Tech, and it doesn't
Oh.
go face.
Still,
But
pretty
Rag.
good hit.
Not a smart track.
Pretty
Yeah.
good hit.
It's an okay rag. It's not the smartest, though.
I don't know, like Kamlan's
A mistake.
hand is
Oh.
not that great, to be
Torlk
honest.
says that it was a mistake not hitting to the face.
Do you agree?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge mistake from his side.
Do you have a training camp for Ragnaros? We should send him to training camp.
Yeah, you disenchant him for like a week,
Do you think it's work like that?
obviously.
Obviously. I don't think so.
Then what do you do? How do you tame the
I
Ragnaros?
think you should choose the target with your mouse.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, Camlan is in a bit of a tight spot here. All his plays are looking a little bit subpar.
That's a card he would have wanted to see double of.
Brilliant.
I mean, you know, it just discards the first one every time. The good thing is at least you can keep yourself above 8 health by taunting up and then trading the Mistress.
Side effects.
So it's not too bad at the moment. It's not too bad. You can keep yourself safe from Ragnaros unless there's a way to kill a 4-5 prior to this.
I don't know what Kamlan is doing. Some very,
You just try to survive.
very interesting lines.
So now you play Bookworm and Twilight Guardian, and I believe Camlan doesn't run Twisting Needles, which is the only way to deal with board. Yeah, also Power Overwhelming Shadow Flame, but he already used Power Overwhelming, so...
He can still like Shadow Flame the Dirty Rat or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but Ragnaros will survive.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough spot for Kamlan. Kamlan only has 7 cards remaining in his deck, one of which is Reno Jackson. The other we don't really know because he's running an interesting list.
There's got to be an MC Tech in there, right? We haven't seen that yet. So if he plays many minions in that spot, he could give a Mind Control Tech possibility to his opponent.
Maybe he was still like
Okay.
Rag with MC Tech and then you like Soulfire your opponent's face and hit Rag with...
He plays around MC Tech, also give less targets for Ragnaros.
Yeah, but Camlan can get Bran, Dirty Rat, Mind Control Tech if that shows up. That would be a tremendous steal.
He can still tap into MC Tech.
Yeah, I mean, if that works out, that could be a swing in his favor this game.
Yeah, he steals twice, right?
Yeah.
If there's 5 minions.
I mean, Reno's good, and MC Tech is good. So there's 2 life draws in your deck, and there aren't that many cards to choose from. And that's the Mind Control
Oh!
Tech, and we're going to see the full combo with the double steal.
Super combo!
Super combo.
Come on, go for it.
I'm sorry, Torlk.
You have to do it, right?
Yeah.
There's no other option.
Let's see how he's skillful.
How skillful he is. Yeah.
What would be a misplay here, Pavel?
Misplay not still Ragnaros and Bookworm.
Oh God, here we go. Double roll. The odds are actually not too bad to steal something very valuable, and he got the rag. Goodness gracious, and the swing is back in full force in favor of Scamlan. This is the power of that combination. Well, that might just be game right there.
Yeah, like it looked very grim for Camlan because he was playing it a bit weird. He was playing a bit too defensive for my taste, and then
Interesting.
yeah, interesting lines. Some exquisite line of plays from Camlan, but he managed to recover with that very skillful Bran Dirty Rat MC Tech
Oh
play.
yeah.
He navigated that perfectly.
He had exactly the right
also,
cards.
right card after top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you do it.
I mean, if Ragnaros misses and just goes face and does nothing else here, is there a way in which
Calculated.
Torlk can do this, right? Is there anything in Torlk's deck or on the board that could eventually kill off a Reno Jackson deck at this point in the deck draw? Because there's a Reno somewhere in there. So you don't have much time. The clock is ticking, and I don't know if Torlk can do it.
Oh, he finds the Reno.
Oh, that's soul-crushing.
Is it lethal somehow?
Yeah, looking at it, let's see. There's 6 damage you need to get, so you have to go through.
Yeah,
that
I guess you
3-6
Soulfire Twilight Guardian, kill it with Bran or Dirty Rat, then just going face with MC Tech and Talon Priest, and then just skip the turn and
What
kill
about
it with
this?
Ragnaros.
What about this? This probably can get to like a 100% lethal somehow, some way. So you trade with the Talon Priest, you Shadow Flame the Talon Priest, and then you trade the MC
Yeah,
Tech
it's
into the
lethal.
Guardian.
It's little. So
You
you play,
Soulfire.
the face, and then you can get
you
the
play
kill with Ragnaros or the clear.
second. I mean, you play 4/5 taunt, you Shadow Flame it, then you kill Twilight Guardian with Bran, kill another Twilight Guardian with Dirty Rat, Soulfire Bookworm, and attack to the face with MC Tech and
For
Talon
6
Priest,
and you win.
and
yeah.
it's gonna be little.
Yeah, I think there's multiple lethals, but that's one of them.
But this is the guaranteed one, though. There's one where you sometimes clear the board and go for the 50-50. This is just a
Okay, he
guaranteed
don't
one.
see it.
He doesn't see the lethal. Wow.
I mean, granted, it was there somehow, but
I think Camlan just panicked on the ropes.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, he knew, just like you, there was a lethal somewhere, but didn't have enough time to just find it right away.
He probably will win either way.
Yeah.
Unless,
It's a technicality at this point.
unless something very weird happens. Oh. Camlan, I think, missed the lethal.
He's raising his hand for something. Apparently, there might be a production issue, a technical problem. I'm not
Looks like
sure.
he get disconnected.
That'll be a worse time to get disconnected.
Well, he wins the game, right? I mean, I'd be sad to rematch this.
The Dragonfire Potion could have done something.
Well played.
Maybe? I mean, I would feel really bad. So does he have lethal in hand right now?
He does,
Yeah.
definitely. Shadow Flame is lethal.
Okay, he
100%.
just said well played. So he's back online. He's back online. The game is actually over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lethal is very obvious too, so
Yeah, just Shadow Flame the Reno. Maybe he had the problem last turn and he couldn't do the things. Maybe he had lag or something and he didn't have time to like do the intrications necessary to like get him lethal.
yeah, that's possible if he was going for the play and it didn't pan out. And now, as we can see, Torlk, Ragnaros, and the Dragon Priest, not so good for him.
I mean, let's get real. Like he would have won that if Camlan wouldn't steal it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it came down to that one card. It's not over yet. It's 2-2 in the series, and now we have to see what the technical problem is on Camlan's side. If they're going to be lasting and persisting.
Yeah, Torlk has what left? He has a Rogue left,
And
Warrior.
the Warrior, I believe.
So you go with the Rogue and try to like be the Reno lock with the Rogue and then get some more chances for your Warrior to do well. What do you think, Pavel?
Sure. What do you think?
Do you go for the Rogue or for the Warrior? Rogue, right?
Uh,
It has to be.
yeah, definitely go for the rock. It's very good against.
He was like, what do you think? It has to be. CanNoxiousTwerk.com. The answer is yes, they
Yes.
made the website. They bought the domain yesterday. You've got to be kidding. Okay, am I twerking on this video? Is there a video where I'm twerking on this? This has got to be the most beautiful thing. There's no video.
Skamaz?
What is it?
We can't even see it on screen. I'm sure they uploaded that to the website.
I think Pavel doesn't understand what twerking means. Do
you know
you
what-
want to explain him?
How do I explain twerking without doing it? I can't even twerk, so I don't know how to explain to you how twerking works. It's got something to do with bouncing your butt up and down. It's a dance
Okay.
that was popularized in the U.S. I think that's where it started. African American community just started bouncing up and down and twerk. Can we see a video of twerking on the website, please, guys? Come on, production, show that up.
Show it.
Is it really like PG-13 though? Like how good is that? Can noxioustwerk.com. The answer is yes, and it's supposed to load, but for some reason, did I twerk on this stream without noticing it? Did I ever twerk on the stream, RDU?
I don't know.
How do you not know? Have you not been watching? I don't think I ever twerked on here. And Pavel's like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
He's looking at me like, I'm sure this is very dishonorable.
Yeah, Kamlan tries to like say something to Pavel. Oh, he wants to give Pavel something.
The eye patch.
This is for you, Pavel, from Kamlan. Put it on.
But the warrior's dead. The warrior is dead.
Yeah, he banned it. Yeah, I can help. Okay. Oh, you broke it. Not like this. That's a misplay.
Does Kamlan still have his rogue? I think he lost with it earlier because he tried to win. So
Yeah,
I think it's down, right?
Kamlan lost with the rogue, but Torlk still has it.
Yeah, he still has his rogue on the lineup of deck they can play.
Pavel is trying to repair the eye patch. I think he did. Patches.
Russian engineering.
Can we get Pavel on stream?
Yeah, can we get Pavel on stream? This is a beautiful eye patch. You look gorgeous.
Please?
Let's wait for production.
Well, you can click the Memote if you want.
We need honorable production to show Pavel on stream.
Product placement. Drink a Red Bull. Now we're gonna loop this 100 times.
Yeah, you're gonna
Put it on Reddit.
You just become a meme.
You know the worst part is this is such a plug DJ type of thing to put for the beginning of a dubstep track. Anybody who can do dubstep, just take that sound and then just make a song out of it. That's what you have to do with his face on a loop. I'm just putting the idea out there.
Oh,
That'd be great.
work.
Yeah,
The
they
meme
shut
button.
down Frodan again. I don't know what's up with that. He was a robot all along. Just turned him off.
Feels bad.
Yeah. Frodan's dead.
I think we are about to go soon.
Maybe. I mean, yesterday evening we had some technical problems and we filled air for an hour on the couch. So hopefully for you too. That's not what we're going to need to do. But the soundboard is on.
And he goes for the face. Shut
Perfect.
up, Admirable. Do you believe in life after love?
So that's a really interesting question.
And he goes for the face.
RDU, do you believe in life after love? I had Ekop's answer yesterday. I had Zale's answer. Now, do you believe in life after love?
Smork?
Smork?
Yeah.
Is that the most complex answer you can give to this deep question?
Yeah,
Have I overestimated you?
probably. What do you think, Pavel? Do you believe in life after love?
Of course. Smork is good.
Haha.
Haha.
Oh, man. Let's see what else does this soundboard have.
Never lucky.
Yeah.
Still not as good as Frodank.
See? We are not as good as Frodank.
Yeah.
Yet.
I'm not sure about that.
You think you're better than Frodan?
Shut up, Admirable.
No.
Shut up, Noxious.
But you just told me that yesterday.
Yeah, I said that you have potential, but at the moment I don't think you're better than Frodan.
Okay.
You don't think Pavel's better than Frodan? What?
At shoutcasting, at playing probably, maybe, for sure, but at casting?
Are you saying Frodan's bad at Hearthstone?
No, I said that he's just worse than the world champion.
I mean, it's Hearthstone, right?
Still.
So do you think you're like very, very bad compared to Pavel? Do you think you're that much worse than Pavel since he's the world champion?
Not really.
So you're saying you're better than Pavel?
Stop trying to like get us. In an awkward spot, Noxious. Why you do this?
We're in the game now. Torlk is on the Rogue, and we've got C4mlan going out for the Reno lock once again. Going to try to win off against a matchup that I think, I mean, a lot of people say Rogue is favored if they get the explosive opener, but they do need to find that explosive opener. Otherwise, Rogue is the deck that loses to itself, right?
Rogue usually wants the coin in this matchup, and not having the coin can cost you some things. We see the counterfeit coin, but he could have had a coin and the counterfeit coin.
That's a lot more pressure. Oh, Small-Time Buccaneer comes in to give Rogue something to do. One turn too late, but still something to start before the Tomb Pillager. Not that you have any play, really, until turn 3.
What about just hero power? So next turn I might play Talnos and Buccaneer.
Cycle and just get the dagger on the next turn.
Because now you can't play Dagger and Talnos.
I really like that. I really like that play. It's a bit more efficient.
Yeah. I don't know why he went for the Buccaneer now. It's probably just because he's afraid of drawing patches, but the chance of drawing patches is only 1 out of 24 at this point. 1 out of 25 it would have been, which is exactly 4%. So if you go for Talons, you just have like better mana utilization. And I think that's what you seek.
And you could potentially draw patches with one more draw, right? Since you are adding a card draw to a kill on it, assuming they go coil. So, yeah, I think the fear of patches might have been the reason he made that play. It's hard to say if it's correct. I don't know. I feel like oftentimes mana efficiency might be worth quite a bit.
Yeah. I would have definitely just jammed the Talons there. Torlk's end looks okay for the moment, but he needs to find a Gadgetsan as soon as possible because that's like the way you beat Rhinolock. Looking at C4mlan's hand, he has the Kazakus, he has the Hellfire, and he probably wants to find Reno Jackson as soon as he can, and then he wants mass removal for the Auctioneer.
We're going in.
Yeah. But as you can see now, the Pirate doesn't do that much without the weapon.
Yeah, so I think overall the reason he didn't go for the Thalnos is because he expected to coin out the Tomb Pillager every single time on turn 3, right? So he wouldn't have played the Pirates in that spot. But that explains the reasoning behind not jamming Thalnos on turn 2. So it's a very aggressive line, but can it close the game fast enough?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like, I think it was... He has the time to just go slow and keep the counterfeit coin for Gadgetsan. I don't think he wants to, like, use it this fast. I don't think he needs to use it this fast either.
Yeah, what do you think? Just seems a little bit too fast for this deck. It's not an aggro deck, really. Like, it does get the patches package, which is always great, but it doesn't turn you into a, a face warrior, so... There's no rush to end the game by turn 6 with a hand like this one.
Yeah, and it's not a tempo matchup, so it's okay if you go a little bit more slowly.
Do you ever go... Yeah, Kazak is here to set up the 5 and then go turn 4, Pillager, Dirty Rat. Yeah, the Hellfire play as well, if there's a value trade being taken by the 5-4, for whatever reason.
Let's see the potion. A 1 mana potion, deal 2 damage to all minions and deal 3 damage.
Oh my goodness!
Probably is the best.
Yeah. That's the best in that spot.
It's insane for 1 mana.
It's like 30% chance to get that potion, I believe.
It's better than a swipe. It deals like 5 to 1 minion, 2 to the rest.
Yeah, it's like
spell power swipe.
1 mana better swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, spell power 1 mana swipe.
Seems reasonable.
Extremely reasonable.
As it turns out, Kazakis is a good card. Well, now you've got the option of Dirty Ratting to see if anything comes out and still get the potion done. But I don't think you want to bring out anything too dangerous. Do you like the Dirty Rat at any point here?
No. I don't think you need to risk here because if he gets Auctioneer...
You could kill it instead of Pillager, right? With the potion?
But you don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just play potion, 1 mana drop and life tap.
Doomsayer is reasonable.
It's okay.
I don't know about the Doomsayer. It doesn't let your opponent play a 5 drop, but he can still play it afterwards. I guess it works in this situation because his opponent just drew the other guy, but yeah.
Well, he's got the full combo now.
He just needs his opponent to play 3 minions on the board.
That's it. Just got to pick up a rogue that has 4 minions to play.
Easy.
I don't think that's happening.
He could. Maybe later in the game. You don't know.
Yeah, we've seen the patches already, so that's usually the way they flood the board. It's kind of hard to imagine they'd be replenishing this board to full at any point soon.
So you're going for the lowly square tap here?
I mean, I think it's good that he starts tapping a bit more in this matchup now.
Yeah, especially with this hand.
Yeah.
Do you ever Sun Fury?
Are you giving targets to the auctioneer and its spells, if there's any? I mean, you did see one backstab, so there would need to be a preparation, second backstab with a dagger hit to get rid of the board cleanly.
Yeah, but other than
feel
applying some pressure, you don't do that much with the Sun Fury.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you need to play it right now.
I think it's okay, but I don't think it's necessary, yeah. I'd probably keep it to prevent some lethals later on, and oh my goodness, okay.
Not good yet, you still play the Azak Drake here.
Yeah, we just have the auctioneer already being playable whenever other stuff comes up. Barnes, so there's a questing in there, probably.
Yeah, Barnes is really good in this questing decks because you have like a high chance to pull something really good. And you probably don't even play SI Agent in this deck, and therefore... I think he replaced SIs with a double Shadow Strike deck. And yeah, that makes your Bran way better.
What do you think about double Shadow Strike in this meta?
I don't know, I don't like Shadow Strike, but I don't like SI either.
Seems very interesting, right?
You're his teammate, you can tell us some more. Do you not like it at all?
In this meta, I don't like it because it's bad against pirate decks. It's okay against priest, not like amazing. That's probably the only matchup.
I feel like it's better than SI Agent, so I can see this in a deck that runs Barnes.
Do you think it's better than SI Agent?
Yeah, I just said that.
I mean, do you actually think so?
No, I lied. Of course I think so, yeah.
Because SI Agent is way better against aggressive decks.
I mean, you need to combine it with like cards that you want to use on your questing, so I think that if you play questing, you cannot really play SI Agent.
I guess Shadow Strike's also got the upside.
Yeah, but Shadow Strike is also expensive.
I mean, it's expensive, but if you dagger on 2 for whatever reason, and you go Shadow Strike on 3, you can kill a buffed up minion from Cabal Talon Priest against Priest, like the Whelp or the Northshire Cleric. So it's still something you can do.
It's also free with the prep.
Right. It's an extra spell for you to do things with.
Yeah, you're probably a fan of knives here. And yeah, you're just like waiting for some big power play with Auctioneer later on in the game.
We're almost getting there.
Do you just take 3 damage to protect your South Sea deckhand, which is gonna die anyways next turn? Maybe, because then you can use the other dagger charge to
Health
kill them.
don't too much matter in this matchup.
Don't underestimate the power of the combo. He probably has it, right?
I believe he don't play combo.
We saw power overwhelming, so maybe he has it. I don't know.
Yeah, but Reno Warlock always play power overwhelming no matter what.
Hey, we're pretty close to the dirty rat with Bran. There are 2 minions on board right now, thanks to Barnes. I think they still need addressing though, so I don't think you'll get to that combo play.
You might play Gang Boss and Refreshment Vendor now. Probably the strongest player on board, and then you might have combo with Brand Dirty Rat, Mind Control Tech.
Oh, he wants to go for the Brand now. I'm not sure if I like that, yeah.
Oh,
Bran
actually,
with
you might.
Refreshment Vendor for
Yeah.
the 8 health. Okay.
Seems reasonable.
What about Emperor? Is that ever a line?
It's weaker on board than other plays. And you might die if you play Emperor.
Okay.
Well, Torlk is back to full health, so the health did in fact not matter much in that spot.
Here we go.
And now we're gonna unleash the plays. Gadsan can come down. No preparation though to fuel those spells, but there's a good chance he picks something up by the end of this day.
Torlk has only 15 cards remaining, which leaves him with a very good chance of finding preparations, and then he probably wants to like use the preparation in combination with Shadow Strike to do something very well. Oh, he starts with Shadow Strike, okay. That's not what I expected.
That means that he's less likely to find something to do with his auctioneer by playing the more expensive spells first, because he could have gone Cold Blood Abyss for whatever reason, and or you know, Stab, if that was a thing.
Still a powerful turn, but I think he wanted a bit more out of that Gadgetsan.
I feel like Tomb Pillager in that spot would have been better if
Yeah.
that was what you were gonna do with Gadgetsan, so I'd agree with that.
Yeah, and then you just keep Gadgetsan for like the next turn.
Yeah, also potentially get coin
Yeah.
to
out
get
of
extra cycle, extra mana for auctioneer.
Yeah.
It was like you see the Gaddison come down when you're Camlan. At this point, you're like, oh my god, we're in. Everything's going to be played, and then 2 spells come out, and you're pretty happy. 'Cause it barely did anything.
This probably is like a trade Hellfire Senjin Shieldmaster. Just fits the curve very, very nicely.
That's pretty elegant. Do you need to play Senjin is the question, right?
I mean, I don't know if I like the tap over it.
Yeah, I think Hellfire and Senjin is probably the most efficient play.
Because you recover the life tap on the following turn, because you might not be able to play it on the 9, so...
Yeah, this is like, you're just playing from behind now. You give back the initiative to the rogue player. Like now Torlk can just develop his minions. He goes for the Azure Drake and probably Tomb Pillager. And then you need to answer those 2. So what are you gonna do?
Thank you.
Yeah, now Senjin would have been like decent. He has access to Mountain Giant Shadow Flame, but again, that's a bit too much. Dirty Rat Shadow Flame, not good enough. He cannot play Dirty Rat, another minion with high attack and Shadow Flame. And not having the power overwhelming, he doesn't have access to that many good combos.
There's Siphon Soul M-Gang Boss, which might seem... I mean, it does seem weak. It is weak, but it's kind of an in-between. But, you know, you remove some of the pressure on the board, and you also develop something of your own. But you're right. Maybe the Hellfire Senjin was just way better last turn. Since now, everything's a bit clunky.
Maybe you have to go for the Mountain Giant Shadow Flame. But that's like one of your best ways to board clear. So do you want to pull the trigger this early in the game? I'm not really sure. Maybe...
Siphon Soul and in-gang boss is okay.
Wouldn't you tap over playing in-gang boss then?
No.
Hmm.
He doesn't want to take much damage.
Can you die?
Yes.
Yeah, very much so. We haven't seen any burst. All we've seen is
How much card left?
Torlk,
From
you know,
row.
desperately trying to get cards. He's played no Cold Bloods. He's played no of this. Pretty much down to his entire hand right now. And there are 2 more copies of this 4 damage burst.
Siphon Soul's the Azure Drake to not give Torlk the coin.
And the spell damage.
Yeah, and since the minion is probably going to trade with the in-gang boss anyways, it doesn't really matter. And now we see Torlk drawing double preparation, counterfeit coin, which would have been really, really nice if he had the Gadgetsan. But since he played the Gadgetsan, in my opinion, way too early, now he's going to get a bit punished for that.
Well, if he had played the Eviscerate Cold Blood, the next draw was actually preparation. And he could have gone prep into sap, into prep, into something.
Yeah, but you never know what's
Right.
next.
It's not a good argument. Point is, the not waiting for the right timing might have been what cost him the value. But it's not over. He could still get a bit of Edwin here. And the Siphon Soul was just used up. I'm not sure if Camlan runs Blast Crystal Potion, which means the amount of removal in
If
the
he just
deck...
go for double
left for
prep,
this.
Cold Blood, Edwin.
I think we're there, yeah. It seems like the play. Unless you want to keep yourself a little bit of fuel in the tank. And just stay out of range of Mountain Giant Shadow Flame by using this.
I like this play.
Not enough mana for Abyssal Enforcer Shadow Flame.
There's the Senjin Mountain, but then you're dead. So
Yeah. What about Dirty Rat Senjin?
MC Tech for tempo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not that great, but I don't see anything that is like great at the moment.
I mean, if there was a Gaddison Auctioneer, would you have seen it this turn?
Of
What are
course.
you bringing out of the deck is the question. Usually the answer to that is nothing, so I think it's pretty safe to say with 4 mana floating from Torlk, there is no minion you're going to bring out with the Dirty Rat. So I like using it as a taunt minion in that spot. Okay, he considered the life tapping. Digging for the Reno, doesn't find it. There's another taunt he can use in conjunction with the Dirty Rat instead of Senjin if he wants to get more damage output.
But now he's dead. Because he tapped.
Yeah, but technically on board, he is not dead.
Yeah, but with the caster insight that we possess, he is pretty much dead.
He is very dead indeed, and that came down to the sap in hand not being used early. There wasn't really any spot to go for tempo on it, and now just picks up the lethal with the 10-10 Edwin, which was just enough with 1 life tap from Camlan to give Torlk the win, and Camlan is going to be down to his Dragon Priest.
Yeah, Torlk saw the lines very nicely. After Camlan used the Siphon Soul, he saw the best opportunity he had and she just went all in and won the game.
Yeah, I think that was the key point, is when the Siphon Soul came out, he just realized, I have this Edwin and a bunch of spells, I can't wait for Gadget's Hand. OTKing someone is not really my best line here. Make a big dude and put it out of range of any Shadow Flame that could come my way. Keep the sap for a taunt, I'm good to go. That was a very good play, and even if there were a Reno Jackson in that spot, you're still, presenting 19 damage on board. The only bad scenario would have been something as crazy as Reno into Blast Crystal Potion. Otherwise, you were good to go.
Torlk's hand looks very good. I think you might even keep Auctioneer prep.
I guess you want to play a big Edwin.
So we're going all in on the Edwin, and we pick up Patches in the
Oh.
opening hand. Torlk is not gonna like that.
That's a huge mistake.
How big?
I don't know how bad you should play to draw patches in turn 1.
Are you mocking me?
Wormist Agent comes out, challenging pretty much anything that's going to happen here. 4-4 is the best counter to it, but it's weak to Powered Shield, weak to Cabal Talon Priest on curve. Enables some decent trades.
Yeah, Power Shield is probably the only option.
I guess you play Powerful Shield, attack Edwin and heal the taunt.
Is that even good?
It prevents Backstab from being live.
Yeah, but it will be a 2-4 and it dies on board to Edwin.
Priest of
Yeah.
the Feast, okay.
But then you just don't kill Edwin.
Okay, so I guess you're fine with trading the Worm Stager for the Edwin Enclave.
Yeah.
You also trade the Hero Power and the Power Shield, but the Power Shield also gives you a card, so I guess you're fine.
Yeah, and there's a turn 4 play there for c4mlan at least, and it's pretty resilient. Priest of the Feast and Dragon, it's basically just another huge stat body, right?
I personally don't like it because it doesn't do what the deck wants to do. It only like helps you in the games where your opponent rushes you down, or in the games where you don't really have a 4-drop and you just play this on curve.
I mean, it's a Twilight Guardian that does what Twilight Guardians do. It's just not a dragon. It's just a big dude that they have to kill. And it's a 3-6 baseline, so it matches pretty well against Feral Spirits and whatnot, so I don't think it's that bad of a card.
Yeah, it's okay-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
wow.
playing 2. That's a bit too much.
Let's go. Do it.
That's a good poker hand.
Got 2 pairs.
And the high card, the operative.
He's got a 3 of a kind.
Thank you.
Yeah, that challenges the Priest of the Feast pretty nicely.
Black Queen Corruptor is looking like a decent option. Draconid Operative right now, not enabled in any way.
With a double Cleric being picked up, do you just trade and heal? Or is that a bit too greedy?
Does he play AoE in the deck? What are you going to be doing about this Tomb Pillager? I guess the Clerics can be used in conjunction with the Corruptor on the following turn to finish off.
I like play double Cleric and heal because
Yeah. You pick up the Pillager anyways next turn, right?
yes,
You cannot play Operative anyways, unless you want to play him for tempo.
Yeah, double Cleric looks really solid because the 1-3 bodies matter quite a bit. The Rogue will have to address them. And the board that's on the actually lets her do it, and it lets you use your Corruptor to finish off the 5-4.
you also might pick up 2-1 Drake.
Is someone
Ah, the
injured?
Welt, that's right.
Yeah.
Is someone injured?
I think the only thing he was considering was just trading with Priest of the Feast and playing the other Priest of the Feast. But this is like a better play in the long run. Potion not that good. I think the only target is Talnos.
Well, there is the Barnes minion that comes out, but
Oh yeah, and that too. Maybe questing if he's played for tempo, which I don't believe is gonna happen. Patch is still in the hand, and c4mlan knows that. I don't know if it matters that much, but Torlk is not the best of spots. He probably has to go for questing backstab, attack, kill 2 minions, and then re-hero power.
I think you patches instead of hero power, just to buff your questing a little bit more.
Oh, okay. But then you just give a target to the cleric. Oh, you patch it and keep your weapon.
right, you keep your weapon, you just trade it away in order to make sure the questing is buffed up a little bit.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. It's a bit awkward for Kamlan. He can kill one minion, but he cannot kill two.
Well, you can kill the questing with the Enforcer, but you're giving the initiative back. The thing is, the 5-1 still gets the trade directly on your minions, so maybe it's okay, since you're effectively clearing 2 minions with the Corruptor.
Yeah, Torlk playing patches there actually is super, super important to play around the Corruptor. At the same time, Torlk doesn't have that many cards to combo with the Auctioneer, so unless he picks up a prep or a counterfeit coin, he will have to like wait some turns. This game is still close. Like, Kamlan has the resources, but very awkward ways of using them. And Torlk doesn't have resources, but has the board.
Yeah, I mean, Kamlan's got a pretty big power play on 7 with just the Priest of the Feast, Cabal, Talon Priest. Just drop 2 big dudes on the board and have them contest whatever the Rogue puts down. So unless Torlk picks up a combo-heavy hand, those minions are going to be tough to deal with. Are we looking at a Cabal Talon Priest buff trade? Is that what he's considering? Oh my god!
It's so great to leave the questing unchecked.
There we go. Does he? If he plays 2 deaths, maybe that's fine, but...
I like it because if you play Blocking Corruptor and trade with questing, you still keep 5-1 on board and he'll trade perfectly into your Blocking Corruptor.
Alright, well, if the world champion says so.
Second questing for enough knives.
I think questing coin Barnes. I don't really see any reason to play Fan of Nice.
But don't you want to keep the coin for the Auctioneer?
Is this a questing game, right? Or an auctioneer game? I feel like you're still kind of weak to corruptors. Do you expect if there were a corruptor you would have seen it already? Or do you think this line of play is expected?
Give me a quest.
I think this line of play is expected more. If he has Corruptor and Talon Priest, I think you play the Talon Priest, so there might still be a Corruptor there in Kamlan's end.
Yeah, Corruptor wasn't like the best possible place, so...
Yeah.
Probably want to trade here.
With 2 questings, one of them might stick around. So it's down to Shadow or Death, and there was no Shadow or Death on your Tomb Pillager. When it came down on curve.
Torlk showing he's a very honorable player and worthy to be Pavel's teammate. Do you approve?
Yeah. Of course.
Shadow or Death, I think that the read was really just the Tomb Pillager came down and no death landed on it.
He might play Potion of Madness to
Wait,
enter Drake and play...
Holy Nova, right?
Holy Nova for 3, yeah.
Oh, and then he can trade the Drake. That's actually insane.
Yeah,
That's a full clear
and
on the questings.
He can kill all questings.
Wow.
Only keep...
So look, this is a play. You
Go.
potion the Drake, you trade the Talon Priest to the Barnes, you Holy Nova, you draw 2 cards, and then you trade the Drake into one of the questings and trade the Cleric afterwards in the 4/4 questing, even keeping your Cleric alive. That's insane. Then you play the Twilight Weapon, you win the game. What is
Wow.
Kamlan doing?
He didn't see this play.
I feel like he could have also just killed both questings, right? He had the 1 damage from the Drake,
Yeah.
3 from Talon Priest, 3 from Nova. That was a kill on both. On the 2 questings could have died no matter what. This
And you draw 2 cards, you kill the Drake, and you keep your Cleric alive, and you keep your Talon Priest alive. That's a throw from
and
Kamlan.
he still uses the potion. Oh no!
What is he doing?
That is a disaster. He's still gonna get a decent trade, but not the one he would have wanted. And now he throws his hands up in the air.
That's a disaster. He
His
even
head in
forgets
his
to attack.
hand.
Total disaster play from Kamlan.
The rope came down, and the rope is the clear winner.
Kamlan is
In
probably
this play.
thinking, what the fuck did I just do?
Sounds like a reasonable thing to think.
Yeah, Torlk must be super happy. He's 1 step away from taking this series home.
It's not over yet, though, because Kamlan still has a pretty big amount of gas in the hand, and there's a 5-6 on the board, so he can still get some good clears on the board afterwards. And if he stabilizes and Torlk doesn't pick up the lethal through some kind of burst play, then Kamlan is still able to stabilize. But it is a really big step back. Oh man, that was such a sick turn. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, he could do so much. Like, keep his whole board, kill his opponent's whole board, draw 2 cards.
Actually, he drew only 1 card.
Not 2? One from Cleric, one from Talon Priest.
You had to sacrifice
No,
the Talon Priest.
you just
questing.
Silent Priest would just die because you want to kill questing.
Not Barnes. Because
No, you can go Talon Priest into the
yeah, but
into the Barnes.
The 7/7
Yes, but-
questing lives.
But this way you don't kill questing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah. The 7/7 questing only died if you sacrificed the 3/4.
Okay, still a really good.
Yeah.
Still a really good play. Let's be honest. It's still an amazing
That
play.
was the
but-
best play, definitely.
So he still maintains the board at 10 health here. He is not dead, and Torlk at least picks up some fuel to go with that auctioneer. Double counterfeit coin is going to come out.
He needs a miracle.
He needs the Leroy. He needs the cold blood to close this game out.
Needs
He
some
can fight
preparation.
conceal. He can fight conceal.
And he has
Do you think he
3 more
plays?
draws. Does he have it though? That's the question.
You have to fan of knives here.
Yeah, poke all the damage to face. Make sure this priest health total stays low. But Priest of the Feast with Holy Nova is going to put a dent in his ability to just max out damage output. This has got to feel awkward.
Probably keep the Saucy and hope you draw cold blood. Torlk still wants to make it awkward for his opponent.
Did he play Leroy in his deck?
We haven't seen it, I
I don't
believe.
think so. With double Shadow Strike with South Sea deckhand.
Yeah, I don't think you have space for
Probably
Leroy.
put Leroy.
Probably. So now you go Priest of the Feast, Holy Nova, and then trade the Bron into the Auctioneer.
I like it. It's as consistent a play as you'll find.
Yeah, but you lose value from Bron. You can probably just go Corrupt the Twilight Guardian. That might be better. Just get
I mean, the only way you lose is to some charger with double cold blood with this hand, right? So I feel like playing around the burst is
Yeah, but you can taunt and still
very
play around the
safe
burst.
play.
Yeah, I think Corruptor Guardian is really good. Corruptor deals 6 to the Auctioneer and kills it. And then you have the 4/6 taunt, which protects your health total.
Yeah, they're both very good plays. In both senses, you're protecting yourself against incoming damage.
I'm not sure if I like this.
If there's a sap with some kind of charger, this could be a problem. So you dagger, you sap, you South Sea Cold Blood Abyss, and that's it. But it isn't there, so no hypotheticals coming to fruition.
Yeah, Kamlan decided to keep the Corruptor's Battle Cry for some later time, which might come in handy if Torlk plays some other minions, but at the same time, he loses his own Corruptor on the board to do display. I guess Torlk is in a very bad spot right now, no matter what.
Well, he has the Eviscerate, the Cold Bloods are still in the deck, so I don't know, man. The burst is there, the South Sea's present in the hand.
Yeah, but Kamlan has more taunts.
There's a sap.
You have to Eviscerate now, right? To the face.
Get the spell damage right now while you still can. Now, hopefully the dagger hit he didn't pitch to the 5/1 is going to... I hope that's not going to be a problem for him going forward.
Priest of the Feast Holy Nova is the most heal you can do, and that puts him at 9 health.
We're not considering sap, right? Since...
What about just Twilight Guardian, Priest of the Feast, and Hero Power?
The Guardian is pretty bad because he doesn't have taunt. There's no other dragon in the hand.
Oh yeah.
The Nether Spider Historian could start the chain
But
with
then he
another
cannot-
Twilight Guardian, and that's a single Twilight Guardian that can be played as taunt.
Yeah, but then you cannot Hero Power.
Alex Straza is pretty good.
So you take Alessaza, you play Twilight Guardian, Hero Power your face, and then you Alex yourself next turn and you never lose?
I mean, you have one turn to live no matter what, and you have to dodge the sap across the board. So, yeah, maybe that's the right play. Seems good. It's vulnerable to very few things, but those things feel really bad to lose to. So what 2 draws does he need here? Cold Blood and a sap, right?
Yep. You can still find them. Oh?
Oh?
He needs sap?
Do you play Auctioneer or are you dead?
No, you just fan of nice.
How
more
much
sap.
cards he have left?
If there
10.
are 2 saps, that's a 20% almost to just find this.
I think it's exactly 20%.
Well, it works like incremental draws when you draw 2 cards at random from a deck, but
So many options.
hypergeometric is fun. He's going to go for the card draw, try to guarantee this win through drawing more cards to dig for that sap.
I don't know.
Yeah, but then even if he finds up,
The lethal is gone.
Priest will have more hit points, so...
Yeah, I mean, even if we were assuming just a self-heal, that's 8. So you still need to find another Cold Blood. So you're looking for just as many cards, but one less possibility of lethal. And that is not the sap he was looking for. Still picks up the prep for a potential play.
He can find a sap, and then like, okay, never mind.
These are disaster cards to find.
Yeah. Now the priest will just probably have enough to take it. If he's not even lethal already.
No, it's a little bit off, I believe. Oh, well,
No,
there's
it
the Brand
is.
Battle Cry,
Yeah, it
right?
is lethal.
Yeah, with the Holy Nova
Yeah.
6.
Even
and the
without
9 on the
Holy Nova.
board is exactly lethal without it, right?
It's little even without Holy Nova.
Yeah.
So Camlan, even though he stumbled in the mid game, takes this game and puts this series to a last game, which is going to be Priest against Warrior.
Wow.
Who do you think will take it?
I think Priest definitely have some advantage, especially with double Priest of the Feast in
Okay.
deck.
Yeah, one of the big things in the matchup too is the Draconid Operative will give you live cards that can also be used in your deck. You already play a bunch of those guys.
But
with
Pirate or
Corrupt.
Warrior also can high roll, especially with some extremely honorable and reasonable draws.
Oh, is it pure Pirate Warrior?
Yes.
Not even Dragon Warrior.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pure honorable Pirate
Yeah.
Warrior.
Torlk
Like,
is definitely a very honorable
Yeah.
player for making that deck choice.
real smart player.
We see Torlk smiling.
Camlan and him are both the most aggressive Warrior players of the event. They're both playing. I think their list is even more aggressive than Eloise's.
And they are both in top 8.
Yeah, so something must be working right for these two guys.
That's an awful hand for Torlk. He probably has to pitch it all away.
Patches coming up would be a disaster, but
Ooh.
maybe that's not there.
Zofak's mate is really good, but the other two
but
cards
other
are bad.
cards is just awful.
He can still draw on curve and then play everything he wants. If he draws on curve,
Yeah,
obviously.
he will get perfect top decks.
Don't you keep double Northshire Cleric? I guess you don't need it. As Camlan, I mean.
Oh, well, there we go. Another play to have for Torlk here. Finds another minion to develop. And down comes the Patches.
And that's the correct play. Just play first mate, get patches.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I heard the pro say that once.
Yeah, drawing patches is like the misplay you can make on turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens to everybody though.
So what's the play next turn if you're Torlk? Tell me, Pavel.
So now we play upgrades. And only question is, do we trade with Swelp or do we going full face?
So not quite Camlan level honorable. Just
Wait, don't you want to trade with the first mate and keep the patches up?
Because it's legendary?
Yeah, because it's patches. He looks more beautiful than the first mate.
do you tilt your opponent more when Patches is alive after 5 turns?
Yeah, because he's in charge.
Okay, so what happens next? Is it a disaster now?
Yeah, I think so.
So his next draws are
You
all
think
going to
he
be horrible.
misplay?
Yeah, very big misplay.
So his next draw is going to be Nazat's first mate, right? Just because of that.
The curse of the patches.
I also don't like it, but not because he trade with patches, just because he trade and not going full face.
I mean, it is 3 more damage, right? This priest could be at 22.
I don't know, like now it pans out pretty well for Torlk because Kiana doesn't have anything to heal, so he has to heal his face and then he loses some value.
I think you just play cleric because it's contest board.
I like
Pretty
that. I
slow.
mean,
But it's very bad if he have Frosty Berserk.
Yeah. You probably lose the game on spot if you don't draw death, if your opponent has Frothing Berserker.
well, Torlk can't have it. The Curse of Patches is on to him, so that can't happen. That's still a really good draw. Fills up the curve, gives him another hero power that's going to do a little bit more in this matchup. You can kill the Cleric with the Shapeshift if you want, but...
I think you take ping over shapeshift every time, but the question is if you want ping or if you want steady shot.
Yeah, I think steady shot is better.
Yeah.
His mind is made up. So 6 damage so far went into minions and not face.
Yeah, but damage into minions lets you deal more damage with your own minions in the incoming turns.
Yeah.
So like as long as you know how much you need to trade, then it's correct to trade. And I really like Torluk's lines until now. Camlan is probably forced to play in the Twilight Guardian, which is going to be checked by the Heroic Strike.
You ever play Priest of the Feast first and maybe just set up the Guardian to protect it, and then you can actually keep a dragon in your hand if there's something else you'll ever want to play?
Maybe Priest
I
of the
like
Feast.
it because you don't have too much spells. only powerful shields and holy novas.
It is kind of like a natural taunt. Do you think he's gonna kill it?
I think he has.
With the Arcanite Reaper, I don't know about that, man, but
I don't know. It's so bad if he has spells, but otherwise you're losing 6 damage.
you might lose 9, right, over a few turns. Powered Shield alone would be a disaster.
Yeah. Even more than 9, he can also use the minion to trade into your minions. Yeah, I guess you had to make the trade. You don't like it, but you have to do it.
Arcanite Reaper comes out, another minion that can die. Torlk is being presented with wall upon wall of taunts, but always has just enough to kill it while developing more damage to the face. So c4mlan is looking at this and probably not feeling too good about it.
Yeah. He needs one more taunt to do something. Corruptor is a pretty good pickup. I think he used it. I think you have to. You definitely don't Holy Nova here. You want something on the board. And you definitely don't want to leave the deck hand up. Simply because it's a pirate and the 3-4 Bloodseal Cultist can be a disaster.
And you can always Nova on 7 to double up on the heal that you missed this turn. That's a lot of damage. Torlk picks up the second Arcanite Reaper, already has a Leroy in hand.
Do you just play Leroy to the face now? Because this way you set up 2 turns little.
Honestly, I love that play.
Yeah.
It's only bad against the one of Argus that some Dragon Priest decks play, but that's the one consideration I have.
Torlk sees the line, the most honorable line out there.
And it's gonna
It's
work
most
out right
beautiful.
now.
Most beautiful. Yeah? c4mlan doesn't have anything. He probably needs to like draw, but he can't.
I guess best option here is escape, coin, concede. Oh, he doesn't have coin actually. So just concede.
That's a much better play. Less actions.
Yeah, Torlk already saw like all the taunts almost from c4mlan's deck, and c4mlan didn't pick anything up. This game looks pretty much over. Like, even if c4mlan would have a taunt, Torlk could just like draw Mortal Strike any turn because the Hunter Hero Power just negates the effects of the Priest one.
Yeah,
So-
so at some point it comes down to you just randomly picking a card like an Alex Straza from Nether Sprite Historian, or you're dead. And that's not gonna happen because the game doesn't go to turn 9.
Also, any charger wins you the game since you can probably use your weapon to kill the taunt. So yeah, I think the Leroy was like pretty heads up, but it worked out very, very well for Torlk. And he's probably gonna make him go to top 4.
Yeah, so we talk a lot about how aggro decks just go face against control decks, right? That's usually the line of play that you see the most, done the most often. And that tends to be correct, but again, in this specific matchup, with all the minions that Torlk was presented with, there was a very good chance he just found something he couldn't do. But he just got weapon after weapon, had the Leroy Jenkins already established in hand, and he will take the series over c4mlan in a duel of honorable guys. Not as honorable now that Warrior was banned, though, so that's why c4mlan lost.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as Pavel predicted, Torlk is the more honorable player out of the two, taking the honorable victory. And he'll probably join us now for a honorable interview.
Who wants to do the interview? I'm willing to let you guys do it. RDU, you've got questions? RDU is our interviewer.
Me? Why me? Let's let Pavel do the honorable interview.
All right, do it.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Congratulations
Thanks.
with this honorable, tough victory.
yeah, with Arcanite Reaper, a really honorable card, of course.
Yeah, and with
Yeah.
Leroy.
I know you love honorable cards.
Yes, I like all honorable things.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have any questions?
I am happy.
You're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, it's a good day. Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna win the tournament?
I will try to win the tournament. I think there is a lot of good players
I
still
feel
in
like
the tournament.
with this honorable draws and honorable deck choices, he will lose it.
You think that I will win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I will try for represent friends. So.
Yeah, I think you're the only guy in the top 4 right now that has an aggro warrior left in his lineup. Most other players have like Dragon Warrior if they have the deck. So it's one of those things where somehow the 2 players who had a face warrior deck or the most face decks ended up against each other in the top 4 match. And you took it over c4mlan, so you're really the only representative of that deck.
Yeah, so I will win because I have Arcanite Reaper. Yeah, it will be a great end of tournament, I think.
All right. Well, anyway, congratulations and good luck
Thanks.
on your next match, guys. We're down to 4 players now. In the top, we've got Ecop, Show, Orange, as well as, I forget your name right away.
Torlk.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce the L before the K. And we'll be back after the break for the top 4 matches. Stay tuned for SeatStory Cup 6's